for stopping by again. I realize you can find this information in a lot of different places on the internet, and I'm honored to have you here today. Today, I'd like to talk about why people fail on keto. Now, I'm doing this so that you don't fail. I have 10 reasons why people fail. So here goes. Number 1, you try to start things too quickly. If you remember from my last video, and I know I'll link it down below. I'll try to link it up there. That's a new thing for me, so we'll try to see if I can do that. But the last video I talked about doing things slow, starting things very slowly. So number 1, starting too quickly. So I watch 2 fit docs here on YouTube, and they have a 0, 1, 2, 3 process that they go through to start low carb. So 0 is no sugar, 1 salad a day, 2 cups of cooked vegetables, and stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. Pretty simple, pretty quick to do, and something that won't get you derailed too quickly. It's not overwhelming. Number two is you are not planning. And if you see, I've got this card here because I've got a list. That's what I'm looking at. You are not planning. You are not planning. So I personally have meat on hand or something very quick that I can do. I have eggs always. I can make some eggs really fast. I usually have at least 1 container of meat, whether it's chicken or ground beef or whatever. There is a YouTuber also. She does free to family, and she does batch cooking like a boss. I will link her website below and her YouTube channel below so that you can find out what she does. She is keto, her family is not, so she just adds the side dishes for them. So make sure you're planning. Number 3, not choosing low carb vegetables. Now this is tricky. Sometimes when you go onto a recipe, it will say to use tomatoes. It will say to use onions. It will say to use carrots. These 3 vegetables are very good if you use these as spices to make it flavorful rather than as the meal. Tomatoes are high in carbs, so you can have a couple slices of tomatoes, but if you eat the whole tomato, that's very high in carbs. Same thing with your carrots. You can have a little bit of carrot, but you can't have a whole bunch of carrots. Green onions are great for flavoring, but your bigger onions, you'll want to have just a little bit of those. Just enough, again, for flavoring more than anything. Number 4, this one is very, very popular. So for years and years on any kind of diet, you've heard that you're supposed to avoid fat. On keto, keto is a high fat diet. It's not a low fat diet. Your brain and your body needs energy. And if you are using fat for energy or you're using carbs for energy, which one are you going to do? You're going to go for the fat. So higher fat. Please make sure you're getting enough fat. If you go high protein, low fat, low carb, your body is going to go, okay, I don't have any energy. I don't have any energy. You're going to feel really awful. because you're not eating enough fat in order to produce the energy. I found this out myself. This past month, I started paying attention to how much fat I was putting in my body. At the very beginning of September, I was not putting in enough fat. Since then, I've added more and more and more fat, and I feel so much better. I didn't realize what was going on. I was like, just don't feel so good. Don't avoid fat. Number 5, you're eating too many meals. This is another habit that happens with everybody tells us we got to eat 6 meals a day, or you got to eat 3 meals a day, or you got to eat 4 meals a day. Eat wherever you're at. So say that you are, right now you're eating 6 meals a day. Let's cut out 1. Figure out where you want to cut that out. Cut that out. So then you're eating 5 meals. Then you're eating 4 and then 3. 3 we can handle. But don't snack in between, because what happens is anytime you're eating anything, you're going to have some protein in it, probably, and it's going to spike your sugar, and then it's going to go down and go up and go down and go up and go down each time you're eating. So that messes with your hormones, and it causes you to fail on keto. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have the fat and you have your protein and low carb as you can, and you eat 3 times a day. Eventually, your body is going to say, okay, I don't think I need to eat 3 meals a day. How about 2 meals a day? Maybe you have breakfast and you have dinner, or maybe you have lunch and you have dinner. You still may need 3 meals a day. Pay attention to your body and no snacking. Number 6, not understanding your macros. And I will link, hopefully up there or down there, I don't know. Try to see if I can do this. A tracking video that I have. And you're not understanding the macros. Again, fat. Eat your fat. Doesn't have to be complicated. You like coffee? Put some cream in it. You like coffee? Put some butter in it. I know that sounds strange, but if you try it, you'll realize it's very tasty. You can also make sure that when you get a steak, you put some butter on it. It doesn't have to be plain butter. You could put all kinds of spices on it and then put it on the meat. Very good. If you've got bacon, bacon's got a lot of fat. Make sure that you're getting the fat. Make sure you're getting enough protein and keeping your carbs low. Keeping your carbs low. 20 or less for most people. Some people can go up to 50. Some people can even do 100, especially if you're not sick. Number 7, you're making things too difficult. That may have sounded difficult, but if you have a tracker, that's going to track all of your food that you take in. So don't make that part difficult. That does not have to be difficult. Again, with the video that I had before, the KISS principle, keep it simple. Please try to make sure that you're keeping things simple. Number 8, you are eating or you are drinking sugar. That smoothie, that glass of orange juice, apple juice, those are super high in sugar. Now let me have you think of it. If you've ever juiced an orange, take one orange, you may have gotten about 3 tablespoons of orange juice. Now, Think about how much juice you pour into your glass. That's a lot. So that's a lot of sugar. That is so many carbs, and it loses the fiber. I would much rather you take a whole orange and eat the whole thing because it's got the fiber, it's got all of the nutrients in it rather than just the juice part. So that's one thing. Still on soda, try doing the diet soda. Try doing Zevia. That is a soda that has stevia in it. Now that was one thing I want to let you know about is when you pour that into a glass, no matter what flavor you have, it's going to be clear. It does not have any sugar or artificial coloring in it, or it's very pure. So that is an option. There's all kinds of diet, whatever you want. Also, you could try the ahas or the bubblies, any kind of sparkling water. That should satisfy that soda addiction. And as far as eating goes, if you're eating something that is from a box, more than likely there are sugars added to that. So start reading your ingredients. Number 9, electrolytes. Again, I'll try to link it up there. I'll definitely link it down there. I'll try to do it up there. But electrolytes are something that we also need to make sure that we are getting enough. When you start keto, you are going to notice that you need to pee a lot. And what's happening is the carbohydrates that you used to eat are not holding in all of the salts and potassium and everything like that. So what do? If you're not holding it in, you're just going to pee it out. So what happens is a lot of people start feeling, they get a headache, they get sick to their stomach, they start just not having enough energy. You need to make sure that you're getting enough electrolytes. Now you can do that with Powerade Zero, not my personal choice. You could do that with putting some Redmond sea salt in your water. Trust me, a little bit is fine. And you mix it up. I've got to the point now that I don't like water, just plain water. I like it with salt. You don't have to do that. You can sprinkle some on in your hand, eat it like that. Or you can get those little bouillon cubes and just make yourself a little bit of bouillon. And that's going to give you enough sodium that you need in order to make a very good electrolyte supplement for yourself. There's also lots and lots of electrolyte brands that you could use. But again, as I said before, I'm a very budget conscious person, so I am not going to look at those kinds of things because I don't want to spend a lot of money. And my last one, and I think this is my most important. So many people expect immediate results. Now I'll tell you, most people lose weight really quickly at the very beginning. More than likely, that's the water weight that I was telling you about, that, because you're not using any carbohydrates, your body just flushes everything out. So that could happen right at the very beginning. It may not. Start thinking about other things that are happening to your body. Maybe you have a little bit more energy. maybe your weight may not be going down, but your clothes are fitting better. You can walk up the steps without being tired. So there's a lot of other ways to make sure that, hey, it's not all that bad. I tell you, I have been on keto for over 2.5 years. I have lost about 35 pounds. My weight is very slow compared to other people, and I'm okay with that. I realize that it's my journey and it's my health that's important, and I just need to pay attention to my habits and my understanding of how everything works. And I do notice that I have better mood. I'm not as cranky. I wake up in the morning and I wouldn't say refreshed, because I think everybody's a little ugh. But I have the energy to start the day. My sugars are down. My energy's up. My hormones are still a little wacky because I have hypothyroidism, but I don't expect my results to be immediate. I'm almost 50, so I'm not going to be one that loses weight really fast. So keep in mind, you did not start gaining weight overnight. Don't expect to lose weight overnight. Let me know what you think. Are there any other reasons for people to fail on the keto diet? What are your goals? How are you not going to fail? Comment below. Talk to you soon.